In 2019, a fantastic horror film Vivarium was released. This is a work by a young Irish director and screenwriter Lorcan Finnegan. Many viewers still have a couple of questions about the meaning of the film after watching it. If you have already watched the horror and did not understand what it means, or you just lost the thread of history, I suggest you run through the plot and think about what this movie is really about. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Mystery 5 channel, where I follow down the rabbit hole to find the best theories and mysteries all over the internet. Stay tuned to learn more about the fascinating online world we live in. Don't forget to subscribe and support the channel. I'm sure you can find something of your interest among my videos. To begin with, let's run through the plot of the film. In search of the perfect home, a young couple meets a strange real estate agent. He brings them to a new village in the suburban area, and then disappears. Tom and Gemma realize in fear that they are absolutely alone in this maze of identical houses, and that there is no way out of it. Soon their loneliness will be interrupted by the appearance of a box with a baby. Well, then the real events begin, disconnected from the reality we're used to. What's it? An alien simulated reality? An experiment on young spouses? What's the meaning of this action? Let's figure it out. Let's start with the title of the film, which plays an important role in unraveling the message of it. Vivarium means a place for keeping and breeding animals that are used in experiments. The main characters are essentially laboratory rats for the creators of this artificial world. Now let's get to the most interesting part. The action of the film begins with a demonstration of the behavior of the Coco. An ordinary viewer may not pay attention to this scene, preferring to go for a Coke or popcorn. However, it's very important to pay attention to this scene. The Coco sneaks into someone else's nest, throws out one of the eggs and lays its own in its place. When a Coco chick is born, the first thing it does, copying the mother's behavior, throws other eggs out of the nest. In the end, a Coco flies away, leaving the foster mother with an emptiness in the nest, and most likely in the heart. The Coco is the key to understanding the plot of the Vivarium. Apart from a fleeting demonstration of how the Coco destroys the family of another bird at the beginning, this is exactly what will happen to the main characters throughout the rest of the film. Then the plot develops. Gemma and Tom fall into a trap. A child of an unknown origin grows at a breakneck speed, and the couple loses hope of salvation. Tom and Gemma completely submit to the conditions. Gemma tries to take care of the boy. Tom finds a semblance of work. He digs a hole in the yard every day. Their life becomes a typical society model. However, the scene that slightly opens the veil on simulated reality takes place almost at the very end of the film. Gemma decides to kill the grown-up boy, but he literally pushes the boundaries of reality and hides from the mother. She follows him, and we realize that the Yonder area, by the way, the name of the place comes from a distorted word wonder, is rather an alien-engineered fourth dimension. Another version is that Gemma is traveling through time in this scene. Descending lower and lower, the woman sees the same trapped people, but soon returns to her own prison and cries from the realization that she will not get out of here. Let's get down to the metaphors and ideas of the film. One of the main goals of this movie is to reveal the problem of sacrificial parenthood, which absorbs the personality and eventually leaves with nothing. Many reviewers criticize the director for such a non-canonical interpretation of the meaning of parenthood. There are different ways to understand the film, but it is obvious that being a father or mother is hard work. Lorcan Finnegan brings this idea to the point of absurdity. Parenthood is constant discomfort, the need to make sacrifices in the name of children, complete disregard for their own needs and desires. And as a result of all the efforts, a terrible and arrogant monster will still grow up, taking all the efforts of parents as a given and for granted. And parents who have devoted their lives to a selfish child have no choice but to die after the Coco has flown out of the nest. Other critics and viewers say that the message is a bit different. You should not go on about the system, blindly do what others do, live according to the routine. Know that the heroes most likely had a real chance to escape from the Vivarium. And we were shown this in the episode when Gemma began to find a common language with the Coco. A little friendly attitude, and the boy began to open up. He was even ready to tell his secret. But Gemma was scared and finally rejected the child. The heroes sorely lacked love, for each other, for the boy, and for life. If they had dared to show it, perhaps they would have broken the system, and the end would have been different. There is the same problem in many real families. People just live like everyone else, raise children without love, as they can, and die in deep disappointment. Another idea of the film concerns capitalism, the absorption of society, by the mania of making life easier and achieving complete comfort with a minimum of effort. It is clear that we are hinted at the abomination of the consumer society, which lures us into its networks with promises of a heavenly life. It's clear that we are told that in the pursuit of material goods we have lost touch with nature, that our food is artificial, the grass under our feet is synthetic, and children will already be born from a test tube. The next step is just a ready-made child. This finally leads to fake reality with no sense of life. And how do you feel about this theory? Did you think about it while watching the movie? Anyway, the meaning of the film will be different for everyone. Director Lorcan Finnegan himself stresses in an interview that there is no wrong explanation for the film. What do you think about these theories? Which do you like the most, or do you have your own ideas? Share them in the comments. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if it was an interesting overview for you.